Hey everyone, great news. You just got your colonoscopy results back and everything is perfectly normal. Maybe you were getting it for screening purposes, or maybe you were having some gut problems and they took a look to see if anything was going on, but everything came back normal. Wonderful, I love hearing that. But what did it miss? Right? Because colonoscopies do miss some things. They are literally cameras looking for changes in the tissue. They're looking for polyps and other lesions, really inflamed or damaged tissue, and they're important, but they can miss some things. So I want to go through a couple of factors that are important to look at when we get that normal and clean colonoscopy back. And we utilize stool testing to look for these samples. One of the tests I like a lot is called the GI map by Diagnostic Solutions. It's something I run pretty commonly with most of my patients. And here's what it can find that colonoscopies can't. It can find inflammation at a much smaller and much more intricate level. Maybe there's not any tissue change yet, but we can actually find inflammatory markers floating around in the stool that we collect that can tell us that there is an inflammatory process happening. It can find markers of leaky gut or increased intestinal permeability. This is a term that's becoming more and more popular, and it speaks to basically the integrity of our GI tract lowering to the degree that things are getting through into our circulatory system and our systemic circulation that are not really supposed to be there. That can be things like food proteins, that can be bacteria, that can be bacterial toxins and chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, etc. And those can cause systemic inflammatory issues. The other thing they look at is gut infections. So bacterial infections, parasitic infections, even viral infections can be found with these particular tests. It looks for the DNA presence of these microbes, and you can find if we potentially have a low-grade or acute gut infection that's contributing to some of the reasons why we maybe have symptoms. And last but certainly not least, is it can tell us about the colon ecosystem. And what I mean by that particularly is the level of short-chain fatty acid production. And short-chain fatty acids are byproducts that the microbes in our gut make for us. We live in symbiosis with the microbes in our GI tract, and when we feed them the right stuff, they make us the compounds that we like to use, okay? And we can actually measure those beneficial compounds in the stool. Why this is relevant particularly in the face of colon health is because one particular short-chain fatty acid called butyrate or butyric acid has been shown to be associated with things like colon polyps and colorectal cancer, meaning the more butyrate we have, the less likely we are to develop those diseases. So if you got a clean colonoscopy, great. If you didn't get a clean colonoscopy, okay, what can we look at? And even when you did get the clean one, what else has that missed? So I hope that when you get those positive results, you take that next step and get a gut test, find out what's going on in there, what's growing on in there, so you can really feel good about the health of your large intestine and lean back and say, like, great, we're in good health. So if you like that video, you want to see some more of them, check out the YouTube channel. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and if you're from Southern California, Revive Naturopathic Medicine is my clinic, so take a look.